Well, good morning, everyone. How you all doing? Whittler Day. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I know I'm getting ready to. Birds are singing. Getting ready to sit out on the deck. I'm setting up for a show and everything. Doing some pumpkins. It's a great show. It's at a church. They really take care of us there. It's just a phenomenal show. And what's nice is it's about 20 minutes from my house. So that means I can go out, do the show, and be back home at a reasonable time, and that's great for an old man. But anywho, the other day we were doing the ball in the box, or the ball in the cage. The guy was asking about it. I said, I'll get it all carved out down to the ball. There it is. That's what it's going to look like. It's just so simple. You know, this is just a fun, like I told you, just a fun little wood carving, whittling, whatever you want to call it. You know, same principle, just, you know. So let's get you down here. You don't want to look at the old man. You know, I know this ain't for everybody, but to me, if you're going to be a wood carver, well, why not? I mean, I still enjoy these. But basically, you're going to do the same concept I told you about the other day. Let's get all our stop lines in where they can stop, cut. And I'll take a file and I'll clean all this up in here. I have different files. And I'll take sandpaper and wrap it around a flat stick. Just a flat piece of wood. And we'll just wrap you some sandpaper around it. You don't have to buy nothing. You can get in here and you can sand all this where it can get, nice and smooth, and, this and that and stuff like that. Very simple. You can get this where, you can sand till your arms fall off, but I don't care. The thing is, it's all handmade. It's all handmade. So you can sand with a flat stick, get in there, different grits, and straighten all your cuts up. But anywho, let's get in here. Let's cut our lines. You are going to wood carve all four sides. Straighten that up just a little bit better. There you go. All four sides. You never want to carve one side more than the other. You take that ball loose at the wrong time, you're going to struggle getting it round. Okay? Now, take your corners out. Take your corners out. That's all you're doing. Take them corners out. Turn it around. Take them corners out. Think round, folks. Think like a ball. How does a ball, what is it? It's just round. It's just a round object. Just round. Be a ball. Just take them corners out. That's all you do. You're shaping this into a round object. Before you know it, this thing will be traveling. But you gotta carve it within inside. You don't want to release it ever till you get this thing just pretty well looking round, like the ball should. Okay? Okay, four corners. Now I'm just going to start shaving the edges. This being a ball. This being a ball. This is fun. Some people may look at this and like, it's kind of boring. I don't want to do that like that, but why not? Why can't you? This is original, what us old people used to do and sit around and enjoy the day and talk and laugh and just master the knife. That's all you got to do. I got that knife nice and sharp. Every time I sharpen one, I touch it the wrong way and it bites my hand. I guess I had to test it. Got myself right here the other day. Just drop that knife and boop. And like I said, don't be me. Always, always wear a glove, some kind of safety tape, whatever. You know, just wear something that, you know, don't be Whittler Dave. I've been carving and wood carving and using a hatchet since I've been knee-high to a grasshopper. You know? Now see? Kind of a square ball right now, but that's what you want. Take your time. There's no race. I think every wood carver out there, you know, just try it. I've had messages from people, and they said they've never seen anybody do one like this. They said they struggled and they almost gave up. Well, don't give up. Please don't give up. We're just being the ball. A lot of wood to remove here for the round ball. It is. So you just want to take your time. And it will come out. It will. You just keep going round and round. You're going to turn this thing till your eyeballs fall out. You get tired? Get you something to drink. Me is coffee. Oh gosh, I love coffee. Started drinking coffee about 2:30 this morning because I don't sleep. Nope. Little each time. Little each time. Before you know it, this thing will be traveling. And then if you have grandkids, you do one of these for your grandkids. Yep, they're going to be amazed. I had a guy one time that literally, I was telling Brian this, that literally sat down in a chair and watched me carve one of these. I mean, literally watched me carve the whole thing. Got it all done. The ball was traveling, and he picks it up and he starts turning it like this. And I said, "What you looking for?" And he goes, "Well, I'm looking to see where you cut it apart and glued the ball in. You know, glued and put that ball in there, and then glued it back together." And he literally sat there and watched me carve this. And he asked me, he was like, and I didn't know what to say, folks. I mean, I didn't. I did not know what to say. I mean, the man literally watched me wood carve this in front of everybody. And he was so intrigued, he pulled up a chair, sat down, and I mean, I'm doing the same thing I'm doing right here. And he just kept looking, and I asked him, and he goes, "Well, I wanted to see where you cut it apart. Like I could cut one apart right in front of everybody and glue it back together before anybody noticed it." I had to laugh. I was like, okay. Okay. Very simple. We'll get back on that horse here. I wanted to show this because I'm doing this for showing this guy about how to do it. He is the one that asked about the ball in the cage or the ball in the box, whatever you want to call it. You know, so it doesn't matter. So I'm doing this for him and anybody else that's never tried one or has tried one and struggled. Like I said, I was told that by a gentleman that he tried one and found it very difficult. And I can understand it. If you're not, I mean, I'm not saying my way is perfect, but I've carved a lot of them this way and really have never had a problem. Yes, I have. Last one, I did one time, and a little boy was watching me. He was very intrigued. I'd say he was between 7, no, I'm going to say between 8 and 10. I'd say that age. And he was just really intrigued. And he would walk around with his parents. I was at a show. And he'd walk around, he'd come by, and he would say, hey, how's that coming out? And he'd stay for a few minutes, and his mom and dad said, come on, let's go. We'll come back and see him in a minute. And he was just intrigued. And he kept coming back, and then he watched me break the ball loose, and then he watched me shape it more, and got it, and he asked his mom to stay a little bit longer, and she was looking. I said, well, he can sit down here. He's fine. So she let him. And he watched and watched, and I worked on that for a little bit, and then dealt with customers, and come back to it, and customers, and stuff like that. And at, towards the end of the day, it was traveling really good. It could have stood a little bit more sanding and stuff, and I told him that, and I told his dad, and he goes, we understand. And I said, then he can have it. That little boy lit up like a Christmas tree. Could not believe. I said, now you just got to go home. Gave him some sandpaper. Showed him how to make sanding things. And, like I just showed you with the stick and stuff. And how to sand the ball. And, made that young lad. You never know. I mean, he's an adult now. So, you never know. I may have created another woodworker. That's before YouTube and all that. Way before YouTube. I had color in my hair. I was vibrant. I could walk fast. Yes, I was in less pain, folks. Oh well. You can see the concept what I'm doing. We're just little each time. Don't get in a hurry. I've seen people cut all the way through on one side and the ball, it's moving. It's like new. I did that when I was younger and I struggled. I didn't carve my first one perfect. No, And then I struggled and cut my fingers and tried to hold the ball, and it kept moving. I kept wedging stuff in there. And nope. I seen an old man working on one of these, and so I just mimicked it. And then after that, I had to learn where my mistakes was. So, I learned the hard way. Just cut it in. Very simple. Just want to remind people that you'd be so kind if you like my videos. And I know I'm not fancy and stuff and got all that. And people say it's fine, but I know. I don't know how to do all that fancy editing stuff. But if you like it, it really would. I do appreciate anybody that shares my videos and pushes the like button and the notification button. I consider you guys my family. Don't got much people in my life. Been talking to a gentleman named Jim. Just a phenomenal man. He builds and makes and designs, and he's like another brother from another mother. I called him yesterday and had a chit chat with him, and I really enjoy him. And he's just gave me a lot of respect. He's watched darn near all my videos. All these years I've been doing videos, and he leaves me comments and just sent me a picture of a table that he built using an old Singer sewing machine base. And I'm telling you what, absolutely beautiful, Jim. I'll tell you that right now. From one builder to the next, you've got my respect, sir. Yes, you do. Anybody that builds, it don't have to be perfect. It don't. That's America right there, folks. Build, design right here. Less buying and more building. I wish they'd let us old men back in schools and, you know, teach these young kids. Let's bring back the shop classes and home ec and auto mechanics and stuff like that. Stuff that you have to use your brain. That's where your first computer is, folks. Just having your brain there. Dust that rusty old thing off and let's use it. Yep. Yep. And I know I rabble, or you know my words and stuff, but I'm having fun. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Well, I hope you can see what's going on. We're just taking it down slowly. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's always one of my favorite sayings. Rome wasn't built in a day. Nope. I've been using that saying since I was a kid. Yeah, she's starting. It's getting there a little. It's still square, I know. But, you know, if you need a visual, just reach inside there and draw you a round circle. That's all you got to do. You don't have to be a perfect circle. Give your eyeball a visual. You know, I don't know if you can see that, but I just, you know, draw you a circle in there. You know? Give you a reference. Just don't cut that ball out yet. Eventually you're going to get him out, and you'll lose these. Once you get it out, then you can start losing these corners. But what I do is I'll cut one side out, and I'll get one side rounded, and then I'll come over to the opposite side and cut it out, and I'll get this more rounded, and then do it. I'll jump back and forth, and then all I got really is one side to get truly rounded, and it'll be a little bit easier. But I try to get one side and another side, and you know, it all will come out in the wash. I hear them bells. It's our church bells. I would say you need a song, but you would tell me to shut up because I can't sing. I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm just an old wood carver, old builder, old designer. That's all I am. Mm-hmm. This ball will be traveling pretty soon. If I stayed on this thing, it would be traveling. We don't got enough time on film and Ruli to do that. But when I do get it broke through and cleaned up, when I come back with the horse, it's going to be the next video because I want to get started back on that horse. I'd love to get it done for the show that I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to spray the angel and everything. I've got it been sanding on it, and then of course, you know, I do so many projects. I mean, I'm just that way. I do so many, and then I'll finish a bunch. So that's what I was doing yesterday. I didn't go to Burger King yesterday because I shut down Friday. My wife and I, we went out Friday. So I'm a type of man that, you know, now you've got to pay. If you shut down one day, you've got to pay. You know, so Sunday was the payday. So I didn't go nowhere. Stayed in the shop and got things done that I should have got done Friday. That's how I've always been. You can't play unless you pay. But it was good to shut down. My wife and I, we had fun. We went out. We went out to eat something I don't normally do. I don't like to go out to eat that much because, you know, I'm OCD, folks. I'm very picky about cleanliness. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and I'm very picky about that. So I do all the cooking in my house. I mean, you've heard me say that. So I'm very, very old-fashioned and respect. But we found a new place. I love pizza, so we found a new pizza restaurant that's just opened. And they were phenomenal. They did a really good job making the pizza there in Pigeon Forge. More of a mom and pop style restaurant. That's what I am. Wasn't a chain restaurant. I don't really like to eat at chain. I like to eat at mom and pop stuff because I've been mom and pop all my life. And, you know, that's just me. I prefer to eat at non-chain restaurants if I can help it. That's why I do so much back road traveling. Yep. Well, we've really got a good round ball going. I mean, there's quite a bit of wood to remove. I don't want to break it loose. You keep hearing me say that. Don't break it loose. Take your time. Get as much wood removed before you start breaking it loose. Shaping it. Stuff like that. Keep your knife stropped. You know, that's the trick. Get a good sharp knife stropped up. Find you a lazy old tree, riverbank, what have you. Just try it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Getting there. Yeah. Looks like a charcoal. Like a briquette that you get in for charcoal lighting. That's what it reminds me of right now. Kind of a charcoal look. Yep. You'll get them broke loose and they won't travel very good. And you'll just have to keep twisting the ball with your finger, carving, looking for the high points and all that. And eventually they'll start traveling. And then you'll be able to shake it like this and it will slide back and forth freely. And then a little sanding. You don't have to get it perfect because, like I said, it's just a truly fun, hand-done art. Something that's folk art. Done years ago. Remember that. Just have fun. I mean, I don't find this boring at all. Gives you good knife skills. You know, trains your hands. You know, gives you to think beyond the box. You know, you're thinking round, round, round. Just a round cylindrical object. So you're just constantly thinking that. You know? So it makes your brain think. Well, like I said, we're going to get ready to start back on the horse because I would like to try to get that done before the 25th of this month. Because I've got to set up my show. I can set up on a Thursday. You know, I can bring all my stuff out there and get my show tent set up and all that stuff. I would video the show, but I don't know how to cut the music out. And with copyrights and stuff, folks, I apologize, but I don't know how to do that. Or I would actually have Lara, she'd be there to just film me as I was carving. But I don't know how to do that, and I don't, you know, copyrights. That's the problem. So, those days, if I knew how to turn the sound off, where it wouldn't record the sound, I would just have a silent one. But you're dealing with an old country boy. I don't know how to do that. I don't even know if you can do that. There's probably some little 5-year-old out there laughing at me if he watched this like, oh, come on, that would be easy, Mom. All he has to do is do this. He was raised on computers. I was raised on hard work and hard work. Alrighty. I'm about ready to have to call this video because I'm running. But as you can see, we're just clipping, think round. Don't cut it loose yet. You've seen I have not cut that ball loose yet. No sides. I want to get it as round as I can in here. You know, it won't be 100%. It's going to be kind of a squarish, oblongish, charcoal brick type round object. That's what you want. You know, you want it to get it going, and then you want to break a side loose and cut that corner off and get it more round. Come over here to the opposite, cut another side loose, cut that corner off and get it round. Then this one, and then if you jump back and forth and get sides a little bit more round, it's just going to be easier to finish it up as it's traveling. Trust me. I've done too many of these. And like I said, this is my way. I'm not saying it's, people like, well, I don't do it that way. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Do it, your way then. I'm just trying to answer a question from a guy that wanted to see it done. And this is the way I've done it for years. My first one messed up. And then after that, I come up with my own technique. It's like I tell people, I can show you to wood carve the fundamentals of a knife. All that stuff. But then I turn you loose. I'm done. You have to learn to create yourself. You have to learn to create yourself and be you. You can't be me. You can't be any one of my other friends. You have to be you. You can mimic things, but you still have to create yourself. Yes, you do. Well, let's get you up here. I got to get outside and start working on projects and all that little doodaddy stuff. But anywho, I wanted to just show you, take your time, get out there. DavePoston@gmail.com. If you do one of these, send me the pictures. I would love it. You know, there's no right, no wrong, no mistakes. Remember that. As long as you're having fun, enjoying, and that's all it is. Push the like and the share button. Share it with your friends. Definitely push the like button. And please leave me a comment. I love reading all the comments and everything. I've got some stuff I've got to show here pretty soon that was sent to me the other day. And you know me, I don't read very good, so I've got to get somebody to maybe read the letter or something, or film it or something like that. Anywho, appreciate everybody that has been sending me stuff. It comes right here. I love you all. I do. So Whittler Dave will just talk to you later, and you all have a blessed day, and get out there and do some wood carving. And thank you.